Sexist, superficial, misogynistic, perhaps. These are just some of the words being tossed around on Twitter today about President Obama's unexpected comments as he was introducing California's Attorney General, Kamala Harris. Take a look. Here she is. This is after the president praised her for her dedication and her toughness. Things got a little uncomfortable in the room when he threw in this final comment. Quote, "She also happens to be by far the best-looking Attorney General in the country." Got a bit of a laugh, even some applause, and some groans as well. And then Brianna Keilar, she covers the White House for us. She talked to White House Press Secretary Jay Carney today. She pressed him about the president's comments just a short time ago. The president calling her up and apologizing.
The president did speak with Attorney General Harris last night after he came back from his trip, and he called her to apologize for the distraction created by his comments. And, you know, they are old friends and good friends. And he did not want in any way to diminish the Attorney General's professional accomplishments and her capabilities. And I would note that he called her, in those same comments, brilliant, dedicated, and tough. And she is all those things.
So now we know the president has apologized, but I want to bring in Cornell Belcher, CNN political analyst live from Virginia Beach, and Sam Bennett, president and CEO of Women's Campaign Forum. She Should Run. You're live in Washington with us. First of all, welcome to both of you. First question out of the gate. You hear the comments. Sexist or compliment?
Absolutely sexist. Our research shows, Brooke, from our foundation, She Should Run, that whenever you characterize a woman elected or a candidate by her appearance, the likelihood that voters are going to see her as qualified or even vote for her drops like a stone. But the good news is, as long as she responds or others respond on her behalf, which has happened in this instance, Brooke, she regains all those lost votes. What I think is really important about this incident is this happens every day for women electeds and women candidates, and this is a terrific opportunity for us to end this kind of commentary about a woman's appearance, which quite frankly has no place, and research shows is very damaging to voters' likelihood to vote for her.
Many agree with you that it has no place. At the same time, and Cornell, let me get to you in just a second, but Sam, when did complimenting a woman become sexist?
Well, in truth, it's the context, right, Brooke? So here's a woman running for office. Here's a woman who's serving. You know, all odds are that we're hoping that she's going to run for governor in the future. This is all about voter sensibility. As soon as you start talking about a woman's appearance, the voter's perception of her radically changes. When women start out in our blind research, they're ahead of the guy because they're seen as more trustworthy. But as soon as you start characterizing her by even mild or supposedly benign characterizations, Brooke, of her hair or makeup, she drops like a stone electorally.
Cornell, you, I imagine, are shaking your head.
No. This is a complicated conversation, and Sam, she brings up some really good points.
Yeah.
Look, I was women's vote coordinator at Emily's List once upon a time in my life, and it's true that women do walk into the room with stereotypical baggage that men do not walk into, that they have to overcome and inoculate themselves from. And for a black woman, you know, it's double that, because she walks into the room with both stereotypical baggage about her race, but also her sex that she has to overcome. Arguably, a woman, you know, politically with the most hurdles to overcome is in fact minority women. However, there's two things that I want to bring up here. I mean, one is context of this. If this, you know, this was an informal setting, a friendly setting. This was not sort of, you know, a formal business setting. If this was a job interview and this sort of comment was being made, yes, it's sort of inappropriate. But given the setting here and
a huge
friendly
formal
audience,
setting.
friends, friendly audience here, I think sort of contextually, a lot of people sort of scratch their head and go, you know, I don't see anything wrong with that. However, I don't want that to diminish from a larger conversation.
But
that frankly, that should be about women and sexism, but also the idea of him calling there's also a disconnect historically with the feminist movement and a racial disconnect here, going back to bell hooks. You know, the black woman has never been upheld as the ideal of beauty, as a standard bearer for beauty. I think, quite frankly, him calling her beautiful and sort of holding her up as a standard bearer for beauty, frankly, also on Twitter universe, you have a lot of black women going, hooray for that, hooray for a black woman being held up as a standard bearer for beauty.
Why even do that? Why even go there?
Why even go there?
He was obviously complimenting her. you know, as he was introducing her, not you know, based upon, as you mentioned, Sam, you know, listen, she's a star in the Democratic Party. Maybe she'll toss her hat in the ring for Senate. Maybe governor, as you mentioned. Maybe even, you know, AG if Eric Holder ever steps down. But why did the president need to go there? Why would a man need to go there in general when it comes to her look? Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this is the president of the United States who should be holding this up. But I do agree with a number of Cornell's statements. Yes, women of color have a Molotov cocktail that they're dealing with of racism and sexism. But I am very happy to report our partner, Women's Media Center, and so we're releasing a new study, Brooke, on Monday, which actually digs into the impact of this kind of sexism on women of color and digs in a little deeper on the appearance. See, men, when they run, never anyone comments on their appearance. And
that's why this made news. That's why we're talking about this, and that is perhaps one of the reasons why the president, you know, picked up the phone and apologized, according to Jay Carney, to Ms. Harris. We have to go. I appreciate it very much, Sam Bennett and Cornell Belcher, who gets the gold star today because we pulled you off the beach on your vacation to be on television. So my extra thanks to you, and we'll be right back.